Hey everyone, welcome back to Grade Gain, where every student can make progress. Now we're going to look at sketch graphs today. This is the sort of thing that can come up on an exam question and in fact has done so far. It used to be tested in the old controlled assessments and it's now made its way onto the exam paper, so it's really important that we know how to do this. And it's actually some easy marks. So we're going to go through it and we're going to have a look at what it does. The idea behind drawing a sketch graph is it gives the examiner an idea that you can understand what data looks like and what sort of shape of graph you're going to find. So we'll have a look at some examples right now. So here's an example from a very old ISA paper. It says you've been given a secondary data sheet, draw a sketch graph. The graph should show how the force at which the block just started to slide varies with the total weight of the block plus added weights. And here is the data that we were provided with. So we can see we've got one column here, total weight of block plus added weights, and one column here, force at which the block just started to slide. So, important bits of information that we need to know. Here is our x-axis label, and here is our y-axis label. The x-axis always appears first in our results table, so the first thing that we do is transfer that name and the unit to the graph, and transfer this name and the unit to this side of the graph. And there we've secured one mark. Now we need to look carefully at the data. We can see this goes up in a linear fashion, just nice even 10 Newton steps. This one also goes up in steps, but this time it's 5 newtons each time. So if we were to plot that data, we would actually see that every 10 newtons we go across, we only go up 5. And so we would see that this data here is going to give us a straight line. It's going to go through the origin, through 0, 0, because if we've got 0 weight, we will have 0 force needed to make it move. So we're going to have a straight line, so we get our ruler and our pencil, and we draw it on our graph. So we know it's not a graph like that. We know that it must be a shallower slope, and so we draw our line on there, and so we have now sketched our graph. We haven't plotted any points, we haven't written any numbers on the graph, we've just given an indication of what the graph will look like. So there we have it, that's all there is to a sketch graph. We look at the data, we take the labels from each graph, remembering that the first column is our independent variable, the one that I am changing, and our last column is the dependent variable. The independent variable always goes on the x-axis and the dependent variable always goes on the y-axis. Remember, x is across, y to the sky, and you should have no problems with your sketch graphs. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, Grade Gain, and you'll get more hints and tips as we go through the year. And also check out the required practicals playlists. Okay? Remember, Grade Gain, where every student can make progress. Good luck with your GCSEs.